On the mounting pattern, I measured the distance between the mounting holes, kind of figured out where the center was, cut out a piece. This was 5" by 22", which 22 inches is the distance between the frame rails. Mark the center on here, put where the mounting brackets are, line this up, and this actually goes like this. And it fits in there a little tight. I can trim it a little bit. It's easier to cut a little off than to add some. We can take this, we can cut some shapes into here. We can make some design. We can shape this any way we want, but for right now, I just want to get the basics down. I also could cut these brackets off and just build one piece across here rather than, you know, 3-piece set, but seeing as how Jason built these brackets, I think I'm going to leave them here. We'll integrate them, weld it up. I'm going to have to space this out. Actually, the mount's going to be down here. I'm going to have to space this out a little bit anyway, because if I mount this flush, this piece here is going to hit the metal plate. So I actually need to take that rack and space it off of that just a little bit anyway. So I think we're going to be okay with that, or close enough. So this section here, this just does not look very good. This 90-degree corner here. I need to put something in here to kind of blend these designs together. Now, if I take this and round it, and if this comes to a point, trying to weld the point onto here is always an extremely difficult task. So now I can reshape this a little bit too. There's a few things I can do, but I'm kind of thinking, even if I take this and put a curve in it like that, it's still going to come to a point. So I'm not quite sure how to handle this yet. I'm going to have to think about it for a bit. In the portable garage, we have shaped a great pattern. Now the next thing is going to be to mark this out and cut it out of steel. Precisely, exactly cut out like a laser. With the torch, that's a little rough. Look, we can clean that up. This is a big straight area, so I did use the cutoff wheel on this, but I think that will be, yeah, it should be close enough. Okay, so when I cut this out with a torch, I used, you should always use like a soapstone or something because you can see it. I used a Sharpie, which you shouldn't do, but it's what I had. It'll work, but as the torch cuts, the line disappears, so you're kind of guessing. And then when I'm cutting with a torch, I always like to try and leave some extra on here. It takes a little bit more time to grind off, but it's a lot easier to grind a little extra off than try to add some extra on. And these shapes here were just kind of arbitrary. This whole cutout here. This here is really where it needs to be pretty precise. This area up here is not as critical because once this is welded in, probably take the cutoff wheel and just cut this end of the existing bracket so the angle and shape is the same. Hopefully it matches up good. We can grind it down and it'll look like one piece. However, it is very, very cold outside, and there's no, I mean, it's a bit brisk outside, so I'm doing this inside the portable garage where I have light and it's a little bit warmer. So the flavor of cutoff wheel I'm using today, I went to the store, I got some of these DeWalt HPs, last up to 50% longer. Now, when I was doing fabricating on a regular basis, I've tried a lot of different long life wheels, and they do last a lot longer. They also don't cut as well. So it's kind of here or there. They probably cut for longer, but they cut about the same. It just takes longer to get the job done. So that's what I got. I got like a 4-pack or 5-pack. I don't know. That's what I'm going to use till they're used up. And then probably going with some cheaper wheels that actually cut and don't last as long, but cut faster. Using a flap disc 5000. We got, what grit is this? 80 grit flap disc. I'm able to clean this up pretty quickly. We'll see how it's going to fit. All right, there it is. It's pretty close. Doesn't quite fit. This top lip should be level with the top of this bracket. You can see it's not quite there. I have to trim, grind a little more off down there, grind a little more off down here, but we're getting there. All right, we got the right side pretty dialed in. There's still needs to come up maybe a 1/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8, I don't know, 3/32, but looks like it's just hitting right down here. So we can dial that in pretty good. This side still needs to be opened up a little more, but we're getting there little by little. All right, lots more grinding and we are getting really close here. I got to cut a little bit more off of this side. This side fits pretty good still. Lots of little bit of trimming here and there. And would you look at that? Almost right down the center there. Fits in there pretty good. Yeah, quite a gap there, but this actually needs to come up. That's still a pretty big gap. Oh, it's a bit chilly out here. So next time we will work on drilling holes in this plate so we can mount the steering rack, and then we can start clearancing. I have to clearance this for that for the steering shaft, so I'm probably gonna have to cut this little bit off here. Why did I even put that on there? Well, that's not thinking ahead. So we got the old tape measure out, the Sharpie. I started doing some measuring. Started measuring the big block Chevy over here. And with the big block Chevy, with the pulleys, I planned on putting these back here. I think that's gonna put the engine way too far back and not leave enough room for other stuff. So I might need to rethink this front suspension setup a little bit. I don't know, might be a problem coming up. If you enjoy content like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.